Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. Big up your damn selves in the building. Listen, we're home. We're in the fortress. And Fuad, Kadani, the destroyer, mass destruction, sly tackling, dread walking, madman is in the building.
Baby, we here.
Big dog. Bro, talk to me. How you feeling, man? It's good to have you.
Man. Good, appreciate you having me, man. Listen, weekend coming up.
Yeah.
Big game. Thought, hey, it's only right. Chop it up, my boy.
Bro, it's a pleasure. It's an honor. And I must say, this game, Spurs versus Chelsea, as we was hitting record, I said, you know what, I need to shut up because what I want to say, I need to say it on camera.
Yeah.
Why? Why did you, man, just randomly turn up to this season on some madness? Like, it wasn't necessary. It's a Kane-less Tottenham. It's a new manager.
Yeah.
It's a time to implement a philosophy. You were telling me all summer, and I agreed with you. It's a write-off.
Yeah.
Don't worry about us. Don't look at us. We don't mean no harm to nobody. Top of the league, unbeaten. Excusez-moi.
It's a new Tottenham, as they say. But now, honestly, coming into this season, I think every Spurs fan, probably their lowest expectations in any season, I think, for a very long time. And I'm thinking, as you said, got director of football in jail, new manager coming in, going to try and implement a new style. A lot of signings coming in that are kind of unknown quantities.
Yep.
Vicario, not much was known about him. Van der Ven, not much known about him. Udogie spent a year on loan at Udinese. People didn't really know. We didn't know, but Sarr and Basuma were going to take up this level. So there was so many kind of factors. Kane leaving, as you said.
Yeah.
So many factors where you're thinking, yeah, Spurs this year, I don't know what's really going to happen. People had Aston Villa finishing above us and saying, you know, they've had an incredible window. They're the winners. You're looking at kind of how the season started, and honestly, I'm speechless. I'm honestly, game after game, I almost feel like I'm kind of
in the trance,
repeating the same things. Me and Thabz are just on stream every week, just grinning ear to ear, just like, bro, look at us. Who thought we'd be here? Huh?
Yeah, literally.
Who thought? I'm like, who thought? Not me. Who would have thought? I'm like, what is going on? Because the football we're playing, like, we have a foundational defense now. We know who the back line is: Vicario, Porro, Van der Ven, Romero, and Udogie.
Yeah.
A set back five, you know exactly what you're going to get out of every single one of them as well.
And balance.
Balance.
The aggressor, the composed defender.
Wow.
The incredible attacking fullback that really is a wing back from Sporting Lisbon.
Facts.
And then the athletic underlapper, overlapper.
Supreme.
I mean,
and the thing is I don't think anybody was expecting those levels from any of those. People were saying those two are wing backs. Can they really play at fullback positions? Romero, last year he was starting to kind of fall off a little bit. The World Cup papered over cracks. Van der Ven and Vicario, unknown quantities, and for me, they've been two of the biggest surprises. So coming into this season, for me, I said the defense was the biggest thing we needed to fix up, and that is what I've been the most impressed with how and just kind of cemented. Yeah. But then also there are kind of still things we do need to improve in that area, kind of balls over the top and playing that high line.
So there are weaknesses.
With any type of risk you play with, there's got to be kind of some kind of, negatives that come with it, if that makes sense. And that's just kind of part and parcel. But then you move on from that, it's kind of the midfield, how that's been built out. I think last year you were looking at Skip and Højbjerg as a double pivot.
No Bentancur, no party.
No Bentancur out for 9 months or whatever it was, and you're seeing Sarr and Basuma come in like they're pretty much new signings.
Yeah.
Madison coming in looking like signing of the season, in my opinion. But that foundational there, that defensive midfield for me has just kind of revolutionized the team. And then one final piece that you got to give Ange credit for, moving Son Heung-min from left wing to the number 9 position. And I said it in the summer when we sold Kane. I looked at the market and I was like, right, Højlund maybe could kind of come and fill the role. Osimhen, but the price is being quoted here, 90 million, 150 million.
Yeah.
Kolo Muani, I think, was going for 130 million. It was like, we are not in these ballparks. So I said, you got something at home, a guy who we know has great finishing, great off the ball movement, still very quick at his age. Like
both feet, and Kane wasn't even known for his pace anyway.
Absolutely. So I'm like, he can actually fill in that number 9 role for the short term. I definitely think. Yeah. To see him do what he's gone on to do
with the armband as well.
Wow. And that's the other thing, is taking that kind of lead from Kane and leading from the front. I've been so impressed with kind of Son himself, but then Ange to kind of see that kind of 3 games into the season, because I don't think coming into the season it was the plan.
No, Richarlison started down the middle. I remember you saying it on multiple platforms. You're like, yo, let's get a move on. It's time to swap these two, because Richarlison's industrious and he's a runner and he's a dog and he's not finishing his chances. So why not just swap them? It makes most sense.
And you're seeing now that there's not that pressure on Richarlison. The last couple of games, the performances have been a little bit better because you're not expecting him to score. And I said that number 9 on his back is almost putting a target on his back because you expect goals from him. But as you said, he's more of a workhorse and using your roughness and your doggedness to go and press and chase the ball and lost causes and things like that. Let Son do the finishing and the accolades, you know what I mean? So let the real man do his
He's
job.
been in many Golden Boot races. He knows what he's doing in front of goal, both feet as well.
100%.
And
the only worry now you have is if his goals dry out.
Yeah.
Kulusevski, for example, I don't think has taken that leap I think we expected this year. Charlison hasn't really offered that much. Solomon's out injured for a while. So we don't, outside of that kind of skeleton 11, if you like, it's really kind of scarce. And that's where I think a lot of people look at Spurs and they're kind of like, this thing's going to burst and this thing's going to crack, because everybody can kind of see it. It's
couple man go to AFCON.
Madison goes down.
Yeah.
Couple man go AFCON.
Asia Cup.
Romero gets an injury.
Yeah. What's
all
going
of a
on
sudden
next?
we're looking at Dyer again. We're looking at Davis again. Højbjerg again. Skiff again.
These are the names. These are the names.
They feel familiar.
I need these names in this game. I would love for these players to play. Honestly, these are the guys that fill me with confidence. These are the true Tottenham, flag flyers. Do you know what I mean? But you're right, man. Like, I guess the wide spots you're saying are maybe your weaknesses or the areas that could be improved. Because I'm looking at your balance. Kulusevski, I was speaking to Expressions earlier. He was like, he's not scoring, but he's a ball carrier and he's helping us progress and he's creative. And then the left side, if you had like in form, even if you'd signed a Doku who went to Manchester City, the balance in this team would be off the charts.
The attack is the final kind of missing component, I feel like. With Kulusevski, I fully agree with that this year. I think he's definitely not in the goals or the assists, but in terms of contributing to the team, getting us up the field on counter-attacks, dragging the ball up the pitch, if you like, and beating his man 1v1 a lot of the times, and creating chances, in my opinion, as well, that maybe are not being finished off. I remember in the Luton game, he put Richarlison on a plate twice within the first 5 minutes. Didn't finish his dinner, but you kind of have had moments like that.
We've had that with Cole Palmer, where it's like, you should have
4, 5, 6
serious assists here, but you're not getting them because of someone else.
So I think he's kind of been a little bit a victim of that, and the pressure of the past 12 months, if you like. His form hasn't really been there, so everyone's kind of like, come on, give us more. But I think that's all we're really waiting for. It's just the goals and the assists. The performances I'm not really too concerned about. But yeah, that attack for me is a little bit lightweight. And that's where I'm kind of looking at January for, if the board are serious, you believe this manager. He's giving you the foundations in the first 10 games to say, look, I'm doing all right here. Back me.
Outside of depth, what can go wrong with this guy? Because it's like he's come in, he's an absolute like pleasure to you read his quotes, you hear him speak, everybody loves him
as a man, as a person.
He seems to be unifying the team, which was desperately needed under Conte, and then he's playing the right brand of football. You go to the Emirates, you don't change your style, you still want to play good football. In-game management, I have to ask you, because I'm not watching every Tottenham game. Is this guy imposed himself on fixtures as well? Sheffield United, you need a couple of late goals. He's making changes.
I think every single game, the thing is, we don't have a great bench. So it's hard to kind of implement those changes. But I think when he has made those changes, they've actually been really good. I think Højbjerg in a lot of games when he has come in has provided that kind of energy and legs that we've needed, where a lot of people have thought, he's going to come in and lose the ball and turn it into a kind of pinball exercise. He's actually come in and done well.
Relax the ball.
Brennan Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah, when he's coming, he's actually offered a little something as well. Okay. So there've been definitely some games where substitution-wise, he's offered
he's added to the game. He's not taken away from it.
Yeah. And for me, it's just a case of, as you said, he's given us the foundation to build something. What can go wrong? I think from the one big thing with Ange, I will say that's very different with Conte, Jose, and all these other managers that we've had previously.
Nuno as well,
He's glad to be here.
Yeah.
The other ones, it almost felt like they were doing us a favour. And I understand that from their kind of prestige and accolades, where they're coming from, where they might feel like, I'm doing you guys a favour by getting you out of the mud. Cool. But you didn't. Now with him, he's kind of in a case of, all right, I'm going to get in the mud with you.
Yeah.
But we ain't staying here. And this ain't the standard. And
he says you guys can dream. He's saying that you should.
It's the tone and kind of conviction he kind of talks with, I really like the most. Even when we kind of win games and things like that, he will point out the faults.
Okay.
Where the Tottenham reporters will be like, "Oh, Ange, that was a fantastic game. What did you think of that? We had 37 shots."
Good night, mate.
He's like, yeah, but we conceded 40 shots as well. And he will point out things, and it's like, let's keep our feet on the ground. Let's keep working. Like, nothing here is done. We haven't achieved anything yet. Let's be honest, we've had a solid start, but that can all go out the window very quickly. We've seen it in other seasons. So, listen, there was a team that was top of the table last year for how long?
It's true. And look what happened to them.
It means nothing.
So, after hearing all that, you guys are confident coming into the game, I'm guessing.
In a weird way, do you know what?
Because you kind of do play into our hands a bit, because when we come up against these big teams, Liverpool, Arsenal, we do get chance on the break. Yeah. You guys will want to dominate possession. We can maybe hit you on the break, transitions, spacing behind. But I don't know, like...
I'm looking forward to this one, honestly.
It's going to be a madness.
There's very few times I've actually ever said I'm looking forward to a Chelsea-Spurs game.
Oh, really?
Because they're always... I don't know. I just feel like some rub of the green seems to go your way all the time. But I don't know. I just feel like this might be a time where we can actually get a result.
Yeah.
And I look at the Liverpool game. Usually when I know they're down to 9 men, 10 men, they still look like the better team in a lot of that. And previous years, Tottenham would have caved.
Yeah.
Tottenham would not have pulled a result out of that game. Tottenham would not have pulled a result in the Sheffield game.
Yeah.
Tottenham would not have, the way United were in the first half on top of us, in the second half,
so many chances,
showed so much character and actually got something out of that game. So for me, that's where I'm looking at it this year. I'm like, going to the Emirates, showing actual character and being like, because Arsenal was saying the same thing. Oh, we love it if you'd come to us. Your style of play against us.
I remember.
We will pop this and go all over the back. And cool. We came to your style of play and left with points as well. So it was like, hold on, we can actually contest
and you're resistant as well.
Yeah, and it's like we can compete with these teams and home and away. And I think that's the thing Spurs fans have been most impressed with, Edge. You're sticking to your principles no matter what. Yeah. So going to Chelsea now, I'm like, no problem, man.
I feel like we kind of have to... it's weird. You're top of the table. You're unbeaten. But there is a growing sense in the Chelsea community. We may not be confident, but we have to win. Like, we're not confident, but we have to win. It's like we need to... First of all, we need to win a game that we're not expected to win to kind of claim back the points where we lost, where we should have won, which is Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa at home and Bournemouth. But then also, it's the Pochettino derby. Yeah. And if this is our manager, long term, we need this guy... like, literally, to take this game by the kahunas and run with it. Go into that cauldron, which is what it's going to be, the lion's den or the dragon's den, whatever you want to call it. You, man, are going to give the most toxic atmosphere in this game. I remember when you played Arsenal, when you were fighting for Champions League, and people were telling me that atmosphere was wild. Yeah. I know this atmosphere is going to be nasty. Bro. And we need to go in there, black suit, Simeone, dog, defensive, shithousery, and leave with points.
Do you have that in you, though?
That's what I worry about. Do we have... We look like a nice team. We look like a nice group of lads.
So that's where I'm looking at Chelsea now. I'm like, they still haven't found their killer instinct. They still haven't found their hunting teeth, if you like. They're still kind of lost in the woods.
They're still going out with mummy.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I need some milk at the end of the night. Nah. Whereas we're kind of, just getting our fangs out a little bit. So I'm like, this is a good time to catch these on. And that Pochettino aspect for me is the key thing. This is Pochettino coming back to Tottenham now. In the summer, of course, transpired. We didn't supposedly want him or whatever. Yep. We never came in for him. You guys did. He said, hey, this is the dream job. Cool. You made your bed. Now you must lie in it. Yep. We got Ange in.
Big Ange.
Big Ange, yes. And we believe, obviously, he can go on to achieve potentially more than Pochettino did. Perfect time to set the tone. First game against each other. This is at our ground as well, isn't it?
Of course. Yeah.
So it's like coming into our territory.
Yep.
Bash his head off the canvas. Bah! I need that. Big Ange.
It's a statement. Whoever wins, it's a statement. It's like your ex.
Yeah.
I'm better than her. I'm better than her.
This is something special.
And the ex is coming in. It's like, you cannot replace. You cannot.
Facts. For me, it's definitely going to be an interesting game, but I hope the players don't let the emotions of all of that get to them. Of course, with this game, there's always animosity.
Battle of the bridge, yeah.
Yeah. I always feel like, especially over the past couple of years, it's become a really heated game. we saw Tuchel Conte, was it last?
Oh,
was
yeah, the
just last
handshake.
year.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
just last year.
We had
do you
one of
know
our
what I mean?
managers getting bundled over at Stamford Bridge as well. Bare pushing and
Crazy,
shoving. That was the
crazy.
game where you guys were chasing the title with 2-2 with Hazard.
Yeah.
We've seen some serious encounters.
Yeah.
And
So-
I want that again. I want everybody. I
That's
want
what makes these derbies.
2 red cards each.
Who would you go on your side? to
Bruv,
get?
for you, Basuma, 100% is getting it. I'd
For
love
me,
it.
it's Romero.
Romero. Oh, yeah. Rash Romero, of course.
He's due one. He's been very well behaved this year. I can see a red card somewhere.
For us, I would
Cucurella, the get back.
Cucurella to get back, yeah. After the hair pull, oh my days. Infuriating. Still to this day, I'm not over it. And you know what? A cheeky one for Enzo Fernandez as well.
I think it will be a fiery game for sure. I think the atmosphere will be crazy. I think you've got the managerial kind of tussle there between the two managers. And then I think you guys need points as
Badly.
well. You guys have been kind of, in my opinion, the almost team, creating a lot of chances, dominating games possession-wise, and some of your players looking like world beaters some days and some days not. So it's kind of like you never know what kind of Chelsea you're going to get. So for me, it's last year, I think it was 2-0 we won.
At your place.
Skip, I think it was.
I'm assume that you beat us to the back end. Yeah. We lost to everybody after 2 call left.
And I'm hoping kind of similar results, similar performance from that game. Because I remember being at that game and just thinking, this was very rarely do we play Chelsea and look like the better side.
Yeah.
Again.
It feels like the game that it feels like a game where there should be mind games coming in as well. You look at like the Mourinho's from your side, no, for Big Ange, but for Poch, apparently in the press conference, I haven't really watched it properly as we're recording, but I will address it on my solo preview. Apparently he's buttering you guys up, saying I'm happy for them, and I think they're capable of winning the league. And Chelsea fans in their moment are reacting and saying, "What the hell are you talking about? Like, how dare you speak about Tottenham in this manner? You're a Chelsea manager. Like, fix up. Stop trying to get the Tottenham fans on your side and like buttering them up." But is it tactical? Is he trying to soften it? Because to be honest, the worst thing I think Pochettino could do with a young team that haven't shown the bottle to go to a place like Tottenham with this kind of crowd and come out the other side with a win is to stir the pot and say, yeah, fuck them, man. We're going to go there and we're going to do a madness and we want to... Like, it doesn't really suit the team. So maybe he's playing mind games and trying to soften it to get the Spurs fans to be a little bit more nice when he enters the arena. Possibly, I don't know if it's going to work, but...
It definitely ain't going to work, I'll tell you that. But for me, I think that's just kind of MO to kind of just maybe, get the crowd a little bit on my side so the atmosphere is not as bad for my team. But listen,
that's not going to work.
That ain't that buttering shit ain't gonna run around here. Be the North remembers. The North remembers.
That's a shame because that would have been a mighty plan. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
I mean,
I think it's a good way to really test the characters of your squad, though. If it is kind of a mind game, if you like.
Yeah.
I think it's a good way to see who's up for the fight. These types of games, for me, derbies. Who wants it?
Yeah.
That's what really the first 20 minutes is.
How much do you think is tactics and how much do you think is...
I think tactics definitely does come into it, but I think most derbies, I always say the first 20 minutes is about setting the tone.
Yeah.
It's about who wants it. It's about winning your duels. It's about cementing your place that you're not going to be a pushover today. You lot want points, you're going to have to fight and earn it is what you're going to set the tempo for the 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That is something that I feel like this Chelsea squad, as you said, maybe haven't had to be asked too many times. Perfect time to test them. And the worst thing is you can almost use it as like, let's dent their chest.
Yep.
They think they're really those guys. Remember Battle of the Bridge? Those are the kind of things, if I'm Pochettino, I'd be using.
Yeah.
Come on.
I hope he's doing that behind the scenes and he's not like...
I'd be looking at players like Sterling and saying, look, Luton's cute. Burnley's cute.
Blackburn.
And I need something against some big dogs.
Yep.
You're the leader here. Can you step up for me this day? Enzo, I need you today. Like, there's certain players in this type of game I will be looking at and being like, you're meant to be the leaders in this team.
Yeah.
This is a young team. And then don't let me Cole Palmer shining the light on this team, being the leader, pointing, man, telling them where to go.
Yeah.
Do not let the new kid who came in the summer be the kid with the big cojones, because I'll be very disappointed in my honest opinion.
Yeah, no, 100%. And in terms of leadership for you guys, it will be Son up front. Maddison, I feel like, has been leading in his actions on the pitch. Even he'll drop into the first phase, pick up the ball, spray it, make things tick, go into the final phase, produce what he produces. Finally, where do you think this game will be kind of won and lost? Like, who are the key key components in this game to say, look, this is where you need to be wary. You need to be watching.
I honestly think it will hang on the attacks. I know a lot of the times we say games will be won or lost in midfield and things like that, or out wide. But I really think it will be on the attacks. If Son continues the form he's been in the past couple of games, I don't know if your defense can really live with that. I think Maddison as well, the link up those two have been making, it's almost like Kane and Son-esque almost. It's like, what the hell? These guys are just intrinsically connected through the mind or something.
Literally, telepathic.
So perfect. That was the word I was looking for actually. But I think with you guys, your attack has to click as well.
Yeah.
Like Nico Jackson, that performance last week, I was like, wow.
I think Nicholas will be on the bench.
I was like, brother. At least in the first couple of games, you was looking confident.
Yeah.
The touches,
chest
runs,
was out. Yeah.
Even if the goals ain't coming off, do not lose that bit of doggedness.
Because if you lose that, you've got nothing.
Because I kept saying, I think Nico Jackson is going to be this season, similar to like Darwin was last year, the player that everybody says, when he gets it together, he's going to be a problem. And you thought that. But if you let that confidence go, brother, you have nothing left to fall back on. So or whether it's him, whether it's Mudryk, whether it's Sterling, whether it's Palmer, whoever is in that front line, Roja, you guys need to deliver.
I can see the same.
Because I'm telling you now, Romero, Vicario, and Van der Ven.
Yeah.
We call that the Bermuda Triangle. Man, them be getting lost in them zones.
Oh, really?
They don't return.
They don't come back.
They don't come back after that. I'm telling you, don't get lost in that triangle. That's all I'm telling you.
You know what it is? I don't think Jackson will play. I think the same attack that he went with against Arsenal, Palmer false 9, Gallagher in the 10, and then Sterling on the right, Mudryk on the left. I think he's going to go for this kind of fluid, moving kind of front four where no one is really occupying any sort of set position. Because the problem with Jackson has been box movement. It's been airily. He's not been at it. He's not even taking shots on target now. Like, he's had no shots on target in the last 2 games. People in the fan base told me, he might not even be a striker. He might be a winger. Like, he might be Joe Linton. You never know. Like, he might be better service. Vibes, like, he takes people on really well. He connects really well. He dribbles really well. But he's not in the box. The instincts are not there.
Jesus-esque.
Yeah, it's and I've said he's the baby Jesus, and I got mocked for it. But I just meant it in the fact that instincts-wise, it doesn't seem like as if he's got that I must score mentality. Like, he's happy to provide for others. So we're going to see. I hope he just makes himself useful. As my grandma used to say, make yourself useful. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you're going to, not provide in the kitchen, in the cooking with me, and, on a certain day, if you're not going to just do something. Do something. If you're going to create. But who's going to finish in this team? That's the problem that Chelsea have had for years now. So in this game, we have to be clinical, because I don't know how many chances you guys are really going to give us, but we have to take on.
I feel like, listen, someone like Sterling, this game has to step up. A Mudryk, you pay top dollar for a reason, bro.
Yeah.
We can be patient, but can we get some flashes? I know we got the little fake goal the other week, was it? With
Arsenal, yeah.
The cross, yeah.
He meant that. That's what he said. That's what someone said.
Can you repeat, please? Can you repeat, please?
Do it again.
Yeah, do it again, bro. So for me, it's like, these Chelsea players, I think Pochettino, a lot of criticism has come his way over the past couple of weeks, I think, for results obviously not coming. But I'm looking at these players and thinking, guys, it's on you at the end of the day. You're the ones on the pitch. You're dominating games.
Yeah.
You're dominating possession. You're creating chances. As far as I'm aware, the manager's done his job.
Yeah.
The rest is on you to finish your dinner. So this attack, I don't know who, but someone you must rise. Similar to credit to Conor Gallagher, how he's done in the midfield. He went from deadline day being shipped out and shot to every club, and window's closed now.
Yeah.
Now I'm in the first team. Now I'm playing.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm gonna put in a performance every single game. He's been better than Enzo this season.
Yeah.
No Chelsea fan wants to say it.
That's fair.
But
that's fair game.
You got to step up and want it. Is my thing.
I think finally as well for this team, Pochettino, if it is a tight game, in-game management. Because sometimes the bench has been a bit shaky. There hasn't been all the big names. There's been some injuries. You've also not had the strongest bench though. I need that in-game management to be on point, because I can't be seeing the Sassy at right back on Monday.
Colwell
Defending out wide. I can't be seeing even Colwell at left back. I can't be seeing, we had Chilwell at left wing. We've had Enzo in the 10. We've had a lot of, little finicky kind of like,
Reece James is back now?
Yeah, Reece James is back now. Gusto's back. There's literally no excuse. He's got more right backs than ever before. I need this in-game management to be on point. Substitutions at the right time, impacting games. Don't be afraid to make an early change if you have to.
Yeah.
To get something, going for this team.
What would be your ideal backline?
I think Reece James has started against Blackburn. Now he's working his way into starting this game. As captain as well, he needs to be out there. If someone's got to be like, I'm going to take responsibility, it's the captain. Do you know what I mean? You haven't been here for a lot of the season. You're going away to Tottenham. You know what this game means.
Yeah.
You make sure everybody else does. And then at centre-back, Badiashile was really good against Blackburn. But I don't know if it's too soon to start him in a game of this magnitude. So I'd probably lean more towards going Silva, because I don't think we're going to play a high line against you guys, to be honest. And probably Colwell, because Disasi had a bit of an error in the last game, even though he was out of position. Yeah. You could flip a coin with there, but I'd say Colwell just because his variety of passing that left channel on the left side centre back position is beautiful. Kukure at left back, he's a dog. He's got to play. He got his hair pulled. He got disrespected. Yeah, we need that.
He did the job on Saturday all week, man.
Yeah.
He's been playing well. Even when he played at right back, he's been another one of those that I felt like got rubbed off last year, but this season, I said, all right, I'm going to turn up. So need more players like that, man.
Yeah, 100%. So that would probably be my defense, but we will see. We will be there. It's going to be a big game. I'm stressed. I'm nervous about it. You're calm, collected, because I'm not going to lie, you sitting pretty at the top of the league, and you meant to have a free season.
We can almost afford it.
You can.
Not really. Not in this whole fixture. I wouldn't like it to be this one, but I keep looking at the fixture list. I'm like, which one is it going to be? One of these is going to be the banana peel. Which one is it?
It must be nice.
I can't lie to you, Palace, I thought on the Friday, after playing on the Monday, I was like...
But they're missing key players. No Elise, no Eze.
That was the only thing when I saw the
lineup. And then Roy Hodgson's
like,
digging out Franca and all these young players that we've never seen before. Yeah.
But sometimes it's like the atmosphere can get you.
Yeah.
You can turn up on one of those weird days where it just dunks on you and you're like, bro, this guy's not a good footballer. But hey, the game is the game, man.
Well, listen, bro, it's been an absolute pleasure, man. What a show.
It, bro, man.
Let the people know where to find you, bro. Pleasure.
At Fuad Kadani on all platforms. That's Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and FCM Podcast and SDS as well.
Busy.
Hey, we out here, man.
I remember when I first had you on my channel, you're like, yo, this is my channel. Sometimes we put shit out, sometimes we don't.
It's still the same.
It depends. Yeah, but now man's active everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Now man's active everywhere. Do you know what I'm saying? Guys, make sure you go and follow him, man. I know you see him everywhere. He's smashing it right now. We can barely keep up with where you're at these days. Do you know what I mean? And for me, listen, smash the likes on the video. Leave your comments. How are you feeling going into the game? We got the temperature, right? Now we go into the game. Let's see if we can handle the situation at hands. Big up your damn selves. In a bit, people. Peace.
La 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 la